Hi guys, we are going to make an oil today. Okay, so this is our little oil and we are going to make him. So in your kit you will get some orange clay, you'll get some purple, you'll get some blue, white and black. Okay, so to be able to make the brown, I have simply mixed the orange and the purple. Orange and purple and a little bit of black, a little spot of black in there as well, but only a pinch of black, okay? So put all of those colours together, stretch and fold. Okie doke. So if you use a full sachet of orange and a full sachet of purple, you're going to get a large amount of brown, so you might want to half those amounts, okay? Take half of the orange, half of the purple, and again just a little pinch of black. Stretch and fold until you've got your brown colour, and then we are going to get started now. Okay, so I'm going to set these colours to the side. Bring him forward. Now we need to have a body, a head and some wings. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll a sausage shape and I'm going to cut off 1/3. Okay, so take your knife and cut off 1/3, and we're going to set that to the side for his head. So let's pop it back into the pot and turn it upside down so that the clay doesn't dry out. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this piece of clay is take off a pinch about the size of a Malteser, okay, and that's going to be for our wings. With the bigger piece, I'm going to roll that into a ball. And with my high five hand, I'm going to roll forward and back once or twice just to make an oval shape. Okay, take that, set it into the palm of your hand, and with the other hand, just press down a little bit just to take the rounded part off it. Okay, and then what you can do is set that on the table upright. Give it a tap on the table so that he's sitting up and not falling over. So once you have him that he's sitting up and not falling over, then you're good to go. Okay, so what we're going to do is put a little tummy on him first before we add the wings. So take your white, take a spot of white, again about the size of a Malteser, maybe just slightly smaller. You don't have to add too much. Stretch and fold. And we are going to roll a ball shape and then make it into a very short oval, just using Peter Pointer. Roll forward and back just 2 or 3 times, not too much, about half the size of your thumb. Take your lid if you have one, press down to flatten that a little bit. If you don't have a lid, then that's okay. You might want to use something in and around that you have that's flat. Again, this part of your hand here is fine. Take the white oval shape, and we're going to put this on sideways, so not upright like this, it's going to go on sideways. Take the body of your owl, and towards the bottom we're going to pop that little tummy onto the front, so the bottom half there. Okay, again, if you want to add a bit of texture, take your pointy tool and you can flick the clay, so just push into the clay and sort of flick up. Okay, and that will add a little bit of texture and a bit more dimension to your tummy. Okay, so that's that. Take your little spot of clay that you set to one side for the wings, give it a stretch and fold. You're going to cut this in half, so roll a sausage, cut it in half so that you have 2 pieces, roll 2 ball shapes. Guys, we're going to make these into little droplets, okay? So with Peter Pointer, I want you to roll forward and back on one side and do that with both till you have your little droplet shapes, okay? With your thumb, give those a wee press down, flatten those a bit, and then we are simply going to set those onto the 2 sides. So the pointy bit points down, so take your 2 wings and just pop those onto the side of your owl. Okay, now you can put your wings on whatever way you want. You might want to have him waving at you, or you might want to have him scratching his head. Up to you. Okay, so we're going to give him little feet. So what I want you to do is to take your orange clay and take out 2 pea-sized amounts of clay. 2 pea-sized amounts. Stretch and fold, guys. Now I've taken out a piece that's big enough for 2, so I'm going to cut this in half. If you want to pick out 2 pea-sized amounts, that's fine. Pick out a bigger piece, cut it in half, roll 2 ball shapes. Guys, we're going to make the same shape for the feet as we did for the wings, okay? So forward and back on one side to make a little droplet shape. And with your thumb, give those a press down, maybe not just as flat as the wings, okay? And the little pointy bit, guys, goes under your oil, so the rounded bit sticks out. So do you see this? So this pointy bit is the bit that I'm going to tuck in underneath my oil, and I'm going to let the little rounded part stick out the front. There's his feet. Okay, fabulous. Okay, so we need to add a head. So take the rest of your clay out of your pot. You're going to stretch and fold, and you're going to roll a ball shape. Now guys, we're going to make his head a little oval shape, okay? So whenever you've rolled the ball, what I want you to do is take Peter Pointer, roll forward and back until it's a little oval shape, okay? Now up in the top corners, we want to give him little ears. So we're going to use our pinchers, okay? Now if you don't get this right first time, roll it back into a ball and try again, okay? So with your pinchers, thumb on top in the middle, thumb on top, finger to the side, and you're going to draw the clay up to the side, okay? A bit like Hello Kitty's ears. Is she even still a thing? Okay, and then what I'm going to do, set them in my hand and just press down a little bit, because you might have just taken the shape out, but that's the way his ears should be. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so they're coming up at the sides. Brilliant. Now we're going to do his little face. So what to do is, don't stick the head on yet. Set it flat so that his face is facing up. Okay, so set his head flat on the table so that he is looking up. And the first thing we're going to do is his eyes. So what I would like you to do is to take a little portion of clay. You want about half the size of a Malteser, about the size of a Skittle Sweet, okay? Because when you flatten this clay down, it spreads out, so you don't need a big piece of clay. So about the size of a Skittle Sweet. Cut it in half, guys. So roll a sausage, cut it in half. That's how you'll get two eyes about the same size. Okay, so you're going to roll those into two ball shapes, and then we're going to make them into two oval shapes, a bit like a Tic Tac Sweet, guys. So Peter Pointer, roll forward and back just 2-3 times. Okay, fabulous. Now, we're going to use our finger to press down to flatten those. Okay, and then we're going to pop those onto the front of the head and leave a little bit of a gap between the two. Just a little bit of a gap between the two. And you don't need to squeeze too hard when you pop these on, guys, okay? He's got big eyes. Okay, now what I want you to do is take a teeny tiny little pinch of white, just super small pinch of white, and then you'll have got a sachet of blue in your kit. Guys, we're going to need the tiniest little bit of blue, so you can use that blue to make something else, couldn't you? So put your blue into the white and give it a stretch and fold, because we want to have light blue eyes, okay? So if you have added too much blue, add a little bit more white, but you only need the tiniest little bit of blue. Tiny little bit of blue. So that leaves you a whole sachet of blue to make something else. Okay, you could make a wee friend for this oil, couldn't you? Right, okay, so take the little bit of blue, roll a sausage, cut it in half. Roll two ball shapes. Guys, we're going to make the oval shape again, okay, because we want the blue to be the same shape as the white that we've just put on there. So again, roll forward and back just 2 or 3 times. And guys, we're going to press and lift this time, okay, so don't squash them down just yet. Use your finger, press down on the blue. It'll stay on your finger, and then transfer that to the center of the white. Again, same with the other one. Into the middle. Just like this, okay, and then we need to add the little pupil of the eye. So again, tiniest little bit of black, okay, take that out, roll a sausage, cut it in half, roll 2 ball shapes. Now this, with the black, we're just going to keep as ball shapes. We don't need to make those into little ovals, okay? So again, roll the 2 ball shapes, press and lift nice and gently, and then pop that on top of the blue. I've put mine towards the bottom of the blue. Okay, now we need to give him a little beak, a little spot of orange. Guys, he has the tiniest wee beak here, so just a little pinch of orange is fine, okay? Smaller the better. We stretch and fold, roll a ball, and then with your finger on one side of the ball, roll forward and back to make a little droplet shape. And that's going to be our beak, okay? So hold it by the point. Hold it by the point and then push the fatter bit of the orange right in the middle of his 2 eyes. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, I know I say that with every single model, but he is. There, isn't he cute? Okay, so that's him. Now, on this particular owl, if you can see around his eyes, can you? Hopefully. It's a bit textured around his eyes, so you can use the pointy tool and do the same as we've done with our tummy. Okay, so what we did was we pushed in and flicked. Okay, now I don't want you to ruin your model. Okay, so you don't have to do that. Okay, so if you think that it might go a wee bit wrong, then I would advise that you don't. But if you wanted to, you can do that. All right, I'm not going to, so that you can see the difference. Now we need to pop his wee head on. Okay, what I'm going to do is just press down on his body a little bit to bring his wee body down a bit, and then I'm going to just lick my thumb, rub the top so that his wee head stays on, just lick and stick, and then pop his wee head on just like that, and you've got your owl. So this is him with the wee textured eyes, okay, and this is him without the textured eyes. And that's him. Okay guys, thank you very much. Bye.